Hi everyone, and welcome to our second episode of Triton's Lair. Now, in this episode, we are going to try to answer one of the most frequent questions we get. And that is, when we're on a long trip, what are some of the things we just can't do without on the trip? Now, we're going to leave some things off. This is not going to be an all-inclusive list. We're going to leave off the Captain Obvious things.
Stuff.
Yeah, like life jackets and fuel, things like that.
Raincoats.
But we're just going to talk about a couple of things that we really like and that we've grown to know that we really want when we're on a long trip.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Do you want to start?
Sure. I don't think the one thing I would not leave without is pens and a notepad. A necessary. You have to jot down information when it's being given to the captain from the dockhands or the marina. We need to pick up this thing or that thing. You need to jot that down so you know the next time you're in West Marine, as well as your emergency you're going for, you have those other supplies you want to get.
Yeah, I definitely second that, because when I'm talking to marinas and I'm on the radio, I'm worried about what I'm doing. I'm looking around me, and I know the second I hang up that microphone, I'm going to forget everything they just told me. So she stands next to me and just jots down, "I'll go to this slip number, bow in, whatever."
Because I won't remember either.
Yeah, so that's real important.
Yeah.
One of the things that I definitely like to have on board is a backup electronic equipment. Now, we have Furuno's plotters and radar on both the lower helm here and the upper helm. But I like to have redundancy and everything. We keep a couple of these tablets. We have this iPad, about a 10-inch iPad, and we have a couple of these Samsung tablets. These are real important to me. So if anything goes wrong with the Furunos, I know I'm backed up. And we run some apps on these. We run Navionics. That's the main app that we use for navigation. I like to do things like let my Furuno be the big picture, maybe have one of the tablets as a medium-sized picture of where we're going, and use this iPad for the close-ups on the route. That's just what I prefer, but I like knowing that if anything should break, I've got redundancy.
And with that, it's also the phones. The phones.
Yes.
That's also a Captain Obvious. You
Yeah.
would leave with your phone, but make sure it's fully charged. So in the worst case scenario, you still have your phone.
Yeah, the phones are even another backup. And I did hook up little chargers, USB plugs on both helms that connect into our 12-volt system, so that we can charge our phones and our tablets at any time we need to, or just leave them plugged in.
And we do know, we do have our the radio that's on the boat, and we do have our maps.
Sure.
So.
And there's also the apps that we like to run on this too. Now, I mentioned we run Navionics, but we also use windy.com. I definitely like that app to figure out the winds and the waves of where we're going. Lynn likes to use Waterway Guide.
I
app.
like to, the Waterway Guide live look. I like that because there's going to be anchorages that don't show up on any of your maps, and people will spot it and they'll write stuff about if it was mud, if it was good hold, bad hold, the scenery, your Wi-Fi connection. So, I like that for that, and then just other general information for traveling the waters.
And then, speaking of looking at apps, I always make sure I have extra glasses. I have 3 pairs of glasses on board, because I have a tendency to forget that they're on my face, and they fall off and they end up at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh.
I do have a couple of straps that she bought me that I try to remember to put on, but if you need glasses like I do, make sure you have extra pairs.
And have your backs so you don't have to make them offerings to Neptune, because I don't think he wears glasses.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, I'll show you one other thing that I really, really like. And this came with the boat. I didn't buy it, but I know it costs like $89 if you pick it up at Sears or Walmart or something. It is a battery charger. It'll jumpstart your battery. It's a compressor. It's a flashlight. It's a USB charger.
Fender blower upper.
Yeah, I blow up fenders with it. I add air into the hydraulic steering system. It's just a nice, handy little thing to have. Makes me feel a lot more secure when I know this is aboard. And it's like $89. I charged it once. It lasts like a whole year on a single charge. So get one of these.
Get one of them. So like things with the, with the carpet and getting messy and stuff is I have a Dyson vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner is good to have on board. This is the one I have on this boat, and it does a 20-minute charge, holds it enough for me to zip zap the floors and get them nice and clean. And I can even do it underway without electric. And with that, I have a spot lifter, carpet cleaner, so when Captain Ed spills his wine or anybody else does, I can just and it's done. It's all taken care of. So this is a must-have, so your carpet doesn't end up looking like trash real fast. And then, so with the cleaning supplies, soap detergent, dish detergent of choice is Dawn, and the reason I choose Dawn is, this is kind of obvious though, because Dawn is a degreaser, so it's really good on that stuff. It also is handy in the engine room.
I use it in the engine room. You know, if I'm trying to put a hose onto a tight fitting, you know, that always comes in handy. That and paper towels. We go through paper towels galore on this boat. We buy giant packs and we just run through them because we're always cleaning up something or wiping grease off our hands or cleaning up a spool or spill rather.
Yeah, and then I have my emergency kit, which I know everybody does for emergencies. You know, you have your aspirin, your anything you could use in it. A couple things that were real. I mean, I have my bandages and stuff like that. But the Ace bandage has come in handy more than once. And another weird thing was the Q-tips. Now, they're not only good for cleaning your ears, but if you have like tricky parts, like when you had the clogged valve, we use the Q-tips to go in there and, you know, get the gunk out. And then there's your other stuff, and you know, your jellyfish zapper and anti-itch and all that crap. But you guys know that stuff.
And don't forget your binoculars. I know that.
Well, you know, that is true. This is when we first started boating and we were on Reprisal and we went out for a trip, we couldn't see anything ahead. So we immediately picked up binoculars, which is a must, because when you're out there, we couldn't see if it was red or green, what the marker was or anything. So these are absolutely a must-have, and I don't care what size boat you have, big, small, or little, you need these guys. And sir.
Well, I have a couple other things to show you in the inside of the boat. So let me just grab the camera here, and we'll go in.
Let's rock. No shoes allowed. Make sure your shoes are off.
No shoes. Okay, well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I really like to have on this boat is this Sirius XM satellite radio. When you're out at sea, or just even traveling, you know, the radio reception's going in and out, and this just gets me good reception just about wherever I am. I can listen to radio, I can check the news, feel like I'm in touch with humanity, and the speaker's kind of cool, so.
But you know what I really like is I bring a bread maker along, and my bread maker so I can have fresh bread. You can't always get bread in different ports, plus you can make this up when you're anchored out and stuff. Really nice, really fresh, and it's really good bread. You know, not that crappy bread. It's really good. And the recipes are easy peasy. I think I only screwed it up like twice. But still, they're easy. And then the other thing is my coffee maker. I cannot live without coffee. So my coffee maker is a must. Before we had this is a college one, but before we had this, the coffee was the tea bag coffee. I still have them here just for emergency, but I like my Keurig. We're gonna upgrade this sucker, but there's nothing like coffee, because in the morning if I do not have my coffee, it's not a good start to the day for Captain Ed. So first up with coffee.
Okay, well, I second you on the coffee. However, what I really need to have on this boat is right back here, and it is the ice maker.
Oh.
When you are on a long trip and it's really hot and you just need something cold to drink, I absolutely love the fact that I have an endless supply of ice on this boat.
And Cleo likes to nibble on it too. And when she's on the boat with us, she likes to nibble on it too.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I really enjoy having on the boat, not so sure how much Lynn loves it, but I have this Alvarez Guitar that I picked up in Fort Lauderdale. And sometimes it's just really nice when we're anchored down and it's very quiet, just to pick up the guitar, play a little bit, and just have a little fun.
Extra water, always good to have on board. And even if my water containers are empty, I'll fill them before we go underway, just in case there's a problem with the pump for the water tank. So yeah, lots of water everywhere.
laptop. I don't go anywhere without my laptop.
Yep. I don't necessarily need my laptop is that much, but how about this sucker?
Yeah, that one I got yelled at a lot the first season or two from people who were following us and said, Ed, go out and buy a dead cat. Well, we did. So we have the dead cat and we use it, and it works wonderfully. But if you see a spot on any of our videos where you hear air noise, it's not because I don't own one, it's because I forgot to put it on the microphone.
It's true.
So we do have the dead cat, and that's helping a lot.
Yep. Remember first they were like, get a dead cat? I was like, how sick? We want a live one.
Okay, well that's kind of it for now. I think we covered a lot of the things that we find very useful or required when we're on the boat.
Oh, and extra phone cables too. A lot in today's modern technology.
Okay, well that's going to be it for this episode of Triton's Lair.
Triton's Lair.
And we'll get back in touch with you sometime real soon. Once again, if you like our videos, please subscribe or check us out on Patreon, same name, Trying Not to Sink, or check out our Facebook page as well. You can find things that we're doing currently instead of things that we actually videotaped 3 months ago and are just finally getting around to editing.